Hello, hello. Let me know if everybody can hear me. Welcome to a Friday Live. Friday Live with me, Yujang. Hey, everybody joining on Instagram. If you're joining, say hello in the comments. Happy Friday. Hi, Dreamseed Apothecary. Good to see you again. If you're here on YouTube or Facebook, let me know in the comments too. I can see your comments. It might be a little delayed. However, I do see your comments. So say hello in the comments where you are connecting from. It was nice to see last time on Wednesday and Monday we had the live. I saw lots of people from Canada, lots of people from we have some people from Australia as well. Really cool. Good to be here. Third years years. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Awesome. So we are here on a live on a very awesome Friday because we're going to talk about something exciting, and that is how to become an authority on social media as a um, authority on art therapy, specifically art therapy and therapeutic art on social media, and also grow a following of potential clients. So that is the topic of today's live. Oh my gosh, I see someone finally got my art therapy certificate. Thank you for motivating me. So awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, congratulations. Third third eye arts. So I'm sorry. Yeah, third eye arts. Yay, congratulations. So awesome. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Designer Karis. Hello, Gigi from Toronto. Awesome, Tyron, live from YouTube. Um, and so we will talk about how to become an authority on social media today. And if you have any questions come up, let me know in the comments and I will answer them after I share the tips I have for you on becoming an authority on social media, in specific in the art therapy niche. Okay, so awesome. Good to see you all. So good. All right. So let's get started. I think because you guys, I have some good stuff for you today. So we're going to talk about how to become an authority. And that's super important. First of all, because we've been talking about the um, online art therapy business this week and how to have that and how to start that. And an online business, um, you know, the basis of it, the foundation of an online business is really social media and being online, right? Having that online presence. So important. So if you're interested in growing a following of clients on social media, as an art therapist or as a therapeutic art facilitator slash coach, you're in the right place. So we're going to talk about that today. Hello, Julie. So basically, I'm going to share with you the how to position yourself online on social media, how to have direction in your social media, especially because I feel like that's one of the things that we often make a mistake on. We often just not have a direction for us, and then we are like so lost as to what to really do, right? In terms of social media. And so I'm going to talk about the direction you should go, the positioning, and also some really good tips on how to use social media to become that authority on your specific niche. Okay. And so also we'll cover what is the best social media platform for you specifically and some examples of that. Okay. All right. So there are specific things that you can do as an art therapist and facilitator on social media. And since I have been working with art therapists and facilitators for a while, um, I have seen so many accounts. I have seen so many online presences. I have seen lots of different communities across online. So what I'm sharing here is really based on what I have seen so far online and also my personal experience on what has worked for me and what I find really effective, right, in terms of social media presence and growing a following of clients. All right. So if you don't know, this live is a little warm up for our Art Therapist Boss workshop, which is a free workshop that's happening on November 7th. We're starting November 7th and ending November 11th. But basically, the free workshop is going to teach you the roadmap to start a non clinical online art therapy or therapeutic art business from scratch and get booked out. So, this is for you if you are an art therapist, creative facilitator, therapeutic art coach, or even a student, or maybe you're not even a student, or you're just considering or thinking about art therapy, this is still for you. I've gotten questions about that, like if is it still for me if I don't have a therapy background or I don't have an art therapy background specifically? Yes, this is still for you because the workshop is going to show you how you can start a business that is based on therapeutic art, but even though you don't have any experience at all before, or even if you don't have a master's in art therapy, something like that. Okay, so definitely save your spot for that. The link is in the description of this video. The oh, yes, and then also on Instagram, it's gonna be in my Instagram profile. Uh, so if you want to save your spot, just click the link in my profile or in the description of this YouTube video, and yeah, you have saved your spot for it. So I will look forward to seeing you all. But anyway, let's go back to today's topic, which is how to build that authority on social media as an art therapist or art facilitator. Okay. So here's the thing. I think I want to share with you actually two mistakes that people make as an art therapist or facilitator when they approach social media, when they want to use social media as a source of getting clients and build that kind of authority. Number one is not knowing the purpose of your social media. Okay. So, very common mistake that we make, but that this mistake is basically maybe one of the biggest tips that I want to give you today, right? You want to have a purpose for your social media. Why are you doing this? Okay, so I'm not just talking about, oh, I want to do it for my business. Of course, right? Of course, we're all talking about business here. However, you want to also, in addition, perhaps to that goal or purpose of growing your business, what is your kind of more broader purpose there? Like, if you had to forget about business, what is your purpose of being on social media, right? Like, really go to that reason, because I think that one of the biggest reasons that we can be on social media as art therapists and facilitators is because we want to spread our therapy to the world, right? Imagine so many art therapists and facilitators online. When we go there and we share about art therapy and we share about our work, imagine the positive overall effect that we can have online globally. Because online, it means it's 100% like international, right? Basically, and global, right? Imagine the positive effect that we can have in this world, and also imagine the movement that we can start, and the momentum that we can gain when we are online together like this, like each of us showing up and sharing about our therapy, sharing about our niche, sharing about our work. I mean, I would love to see that. I would love to be a part of that movement. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this Art Therapist Boss workshop too. It's like, let's really show up online as art therapists and facilitators, because it's just like it's almost like an untapped resource. Art therapy field has been there for quite a while, if you think about it, like since the 60s and 70s. But, or even like if you want to go really back, like it's like 50s and 40s, but it hasn't gone online only until recently, right? So it's just so much potential there online, right, for us to really tap into. And I really, it makes me really excited about the possibilities out there for us when we do get online and we create this movement online about art therapy. Like imagine if art therapy became a household name. Wouldn't it be so amazing, right, guys? Let me know in the comments. Right? Wouldn't it be so amazing to have like to make art therapy like a household name and seeing an art therapist like a common thing, right? Okay, anyway, so that's kind of my dream. But anyway, so just tap into the reason why you want to be on social media, like why you want to be online, not just for your business, but what is the ultimate reason? What is the bigger reason here? Um, it's probably something to have to do with spreading art therapy and spreading the message and things like that. For me, it was at least. So it is so awesome, right? Like tap into that pure passion, that pure um, motivation that you have for being online, and that's going to keep you going, right? Because being online is not that easy all the time, right? Probably know. However, what will keep you going is that passion, right? Is that reason why you're doing it, the why, the big why, right? All right. I think that yeah, having an online platform or even just an app where we can share about art therapy is such a privilege. Guys, if you think about it, this wasn't available 30 years ago. This wasn't available 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Mm-mm-mm. No, it's here because it's 2022, right? And so it's such a privilege, I think, and so much easier for us now to grow online and do this non-clinical work because we have this thing called internet and all these platforms and apps, right? And yeah, and so I would love to take advantage of this opportunity, I think, compared to trying to just do one thing, right? That one clinical route, going that one clinical route, in-person work, right? Um, we have this whole different avenue, whole new avenue where we can tap into this global network of people, which is amazing. But yeah, I see in the comments, Alexa says creating a welcoming community. Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful purpose and why, right? Like, and healing, yes, beautiful purpose. Like, yeah, so hold on to that. Like, always remind yourself of that why you're doing this aside from your business. Of course, business is, working on your business is the kind of tangible goal that we're working on in terms of our social media. But what is the intangible goal, right? Kind of intangible. So yes, so that is the number one thing, the mistake that we most likely make, right? Like not knowing what is the purpose of our social media, because it's not just a business. We really have to tap into a big purpose. And number two mistake is looking at the numbers and believing that those numbers directly mean business or business growth. Okay, so this is a really big mistake. And I don't know if you ever heard of this, but a lot of us rely on vanity numbers, right? So what vanity numbers are basically the follower numbers, the number of people in your audience or number of followers, subscribers in your channel, whatever, right? Um, or maybe even the number of likes, perhaps the number of maybe even shares, right? Things like that, the number of comments, things like that. Vanity numbers, have you heard of it? Let me know in the comments. But this is one of the reasons why it's called vanity numbers is because it feels good. It feels nice to see that big number if you have it. But sometimes it's not that important. Like, to be really honest, it's not that important, right? I don't, so this actually goes back to the first mistake that I talked about. Like, what is your real why? Because sometimes we mistake my why is to build a big community. Sometimes we think that that's the goal or that's the why we're doing this, but no, not right. That's like yeah, that's a common mistake that we make, thinking that our vanity numbers is what is the goal of us being on social media and building this community there. No, the real reason is because we want to grow our business. But the truth is that big numbers of followers or likes don't always directly mean big business or business growth and thriving of your business, right? It doesn't always mean you're going to get clients, right? There's many reasons for this, but the number one reason is because even if you have hundreds or millions of followers, if you don't know how to convert those people into your clients, it doesn't mean anything, right? If you don't know how to actually tell people, hey, come to my thing, or book my sessions effectively, then you don't have clients, right? They're just numbers on a screen, right? So numbers are just numbers. What we do on this platform that we have and this community that we have built, that is what's important, right? The relationship that we have with our audience, with the community that you are building right now online, that is what's important, because that relationship is what makes people trust you and book your services, right? So I hope this resonated with you, right? The numbers are not important. And also, that's really important to keep in mind in the beginning of your business, when you have less than 100 followers, or when you have less than X number of amount of people, right? That you want. Because it's so easy to get like disappointed or feel stuck in that kind of very beginning stage when you don't see a big number on your social media platform or account, right? And I know that everybody starts from zero. I started from 0 followers. I started from 0 likes, right? And yes, we know that, and it can get very discouraging. And so just remind yourself and know that those vanity numbers, the number of followers, don't matter. It's the quality of the relationship that you have with each person, perhaps, or just one-on-one conversations that you have on social media. That's what's more important, I think, in terms of your business, because relationships are what makes people book you. And so very, very important to know. So that's the second mistake, okay? So let me know if this made sense at all in the comments. It's something that I have learned with my own trial and error, guys. I thought those numbers were important, but no, not at all. um, and and the number one thing about the why, that's what I have started with too, and it's the thing that has allowed me to sustain this. Yes. So hopefully that makes sense, everybody. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to share with you two more things in terms of how to build your authority on social media as an art therapist and facilitator. If you have any questions about this, please share them in the comments, and I will answer them in just a few minutes, okay? Because I just have a couple of things to share here, and I can answer your questions at the end. All right. So you guys ready for this? The third thing. So here it is. This is a really tangible action step that I want you to take. If you're here, you're art therapist or facilitator, I want you to take this step, okay? If you haven't done so yet, okay? And that is find out who your ideal clients are and where they're hanging out. Okay, so know who your ideal clients are and know where they're hanging out. I want you to list at least 2 or maybe maximum 3 places online: websites, apps, social media platforms, right? Even like just certain blogs, maybe even, right? Just places where people hang out, or it could be podcasts, channels. um, so yeah, so list 2 and maximum 3. But you first need to know who your ideal clients are. So think about who is it that you really want to work with, right? If you haven't thought of this before, who specifically? And I don't want you to be like, I want to work with people from 20-year-olds to 80-year-olds. Like, don't be too broad. I want you to be pretty specific, okay? Because when you are broad, that means you cannot figure out where they're gonna hang out. Cause like someone like if you're saying like I want to work with people from 20-year-old to 80-year-old, then they could be anywhere on the internet. So now you're confused. I don't know where to be, right? So I want you to be specific here. Like I want to work with people who are or like women who are 35 years old who are dealing with X problem or who have this specific goal, X goal, right? In terms of, their self growth or whatever, right? And so be specific in the types of clients that you want to work with, right? And so now when you're specific, you can now then think of, okay, they probably go to this app or they probably go to this social media platform, right? So for example, I want to give you some examples. If you are someone who, art therapist or facilitator who want to help moms, specifically moms who have special needs kids, but they're trying to really take care of themselves. They're trying to take care of their own mental well-being. If that's your type of ideal client, then you might want to be on, I think, Facebook or Facebook groups, because there's lots of Facebook communities on there, especially for parents. And so I think that platform, that website will be very helpful for you to be on, right? So Facebook groups. If you were, let's say, I'm thinking like maybe targeting let's say your ideal clients are like women who have just graduated from school and they're just starting work, um, and they're in the US, let's say, and they're just really not feeling confident in themselves in their career, let's say. Then if that's the case, I think there are actually several platforms out there. I think YouTube might be a really good one. I think that also Instagram might be another really great one as well. You have some flexibility because depending on the age range and the specific types of people that you want to work with, right? Some of them can be in multiple different platforms, right? And so, yeah. So in this case, I would say like YouTube might be a really great one. And then also second, like Instagram. So that's how I would kind of like find out let's say find out where they might be hanging out, where your ideal clients might be hanging out, and find out what specific social media apps or platforms you should be on. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're like, I don't know, I think I know my ideal clients, but I don't know where they will be hanging out, then that is a moment that you will need to do a little bit of research here, because it means that you don't know your ideal clients that well, which is fine. That's okay. You just need to learn a little bit more or find out and research a little bit more, right? We don't always know our ideal clients like through and through, and that's totally okay. We always learn as we go. So and we just need to do a little bit of research, right? In that case. So that is number one, super, super important to be specific about who you want to work with so that you can actually narrow down where you can focus your energy on, because you don't want to be on 10 different social media platforms. That's going to burn you out and very fast. So you want to focus on one or two max. All right. And so the last thing, and I see some questions out there, definitely share them in the comments, and I'm going to answer after this one last tip that I want to give you in terms of building your online authority as an art therapist and facilitator and growing that community of or audience of ideal clients or potential clients. Okay. So this is the biggest thing I want to share actually today. That is, choose what you are passionate about. Choose what you are passionate about, meaning choose a specific topic or a niche. Okay. Niche is just like a particular segment of the market, particular segment of the population with a specific problem or goal, right? So choose a specific topic or niche and go deep into your niche. Don't hold back. Think about what is the best stack that you can do. Take this seriously. What is something that you cannot wait? Like you are so excited to share with a client, thinking about the ideal client, right? And this is one thing that I want you to try this exercise, right? Write down the specific topic or niche that you're passionate about, right? Write it down on a piece of paper, on a notebook, and then try to think of at least 50 different things that you can talk about within that topic. I'm challenging you guys. All right, that's my challenging exercise I want to give you today. But I'm serious though. Like if you try this and you really do think of like it's okay if it's gonna take a little bit of time, that's okay. But if you try this and you can think of at least 50 different ideas or 50 different like subtopics, subcategories, or sub ideas, even just one sentence question, one sentence idea, write it all down, and you came up to 50 different things, then it means that you have nothing to wait for right now. You need to be online. You need to start this on social media if you haven't already. Start sharing those things. Like translate those ideas and things into images, texts, videos, right? What are you waiting for? Let's do this, right? um, so I'm sharing you this specific exercise because this is actually a good measure of whether your passion is right for you. Okay, because I think what happens is we're sometimes not too sure about our passion. Like I think I'm passionate about helping this type of people, right? Sometimes we say that, and then and then we get started on social media, but then we like, it's just pitter patter and it doesn't go anywhere, right? So to prevent that from happening, we're going to do this exercise, this 50 things exercise, so that we make sure that what we're passionate about is what we really are passionate about. Because the thing is, this exercise, what it does is, it makes you think, and it makes you, how would I say it? Like, it tests you whether you have done a lot of thinking, or if you have done a lot of research, or if you have done a lot of just have a passionate focus or interest on this thing, on this topic. Because if you have like real passion about this niche or topic, you're going to be able to get 50 things and more. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you. I mean, it's okay if you need to go online and just search for some ideas. That's totally okay. But um, like, see if you can do this within a couple days, right? Because if you are very passionate about this niche or this topic, you should be able to talk about this a lot. Yeah, like you should be able to say, like, if I was given a TED Talk opportunity, you should be able to say, yeah, I will talk about this because I can talk all day long about this thing. Right? So, yeah, so that's how you can tell that passion is really aligned with you and you really need to start it now. Um, when you can say, yeah, I want to talk about this because I cannot stop talking about this. Then that is the thing that you should really focus your social media on. So here I'm doing two things. I'm making sure that you find the passion that you're aligned with, and then um, two, I'm trying to not lose my train of thought here. um, Let me see. It was in my mind. It was in my mind. I don't know, maybe okay, it'll come back later. Sorry guys. But yes, this is going to really, really help you out. Do that exercise, right? It's going to make sure that this is what you're passionate about, right? Like if you need to do some research, like do that research is okay, but just know but having that confidence of like I can think of like 50 different things to talk about within this topic or niche. have if you have that confidence, then wow, your social media is going to be awesome. Okay, I thought of it. Okay, guys, I remember. So the second thing I'm trying to do with this thing exercise is Um, what was what's happening to my brain? Okay. Um, let me think. Let me think. Oh, it's the specificity, guys. I want you to be specific, right? Like, because I think that we often have like, okay, I'm just going to start my social media and then not have direction. And that's what I mentioned in the beginning of this live today, right? Like if like a lot of the mistakes that we make come from not having direction with our social media. So I'm naturally giving you direction here by giving you this exercise where you have to list 50 things. Like if you can do this, then it means you can focus on one topic and have lots of different ways to talk about that same topic. Um, and that means that your social media is going to be very specific to that topic, right? You want your social media to be specific. You don't want it to be broad. When you are specific, then that's the moment where you can really easily and in a quick manner build and grow a following of clients, right? And the reason why this specificity works is people can instantly, like in a second, decide whether to follow you or not. And how do they decide whether to follow you or not? They just look at your profile or they just look at your feed, and then in an instant they can say, "Oh, this is for me. This is not for me." Right? So what makes people say this is for me is when they see that your feed or your content is specific and clear, like it has a very specific topic and niche, they can easily make that decision. Oh, that's for me or that's not for me. And so of course you filter out people who are not for you, right? You don't want those people anyway, right? And so they can easily see that you are for them, so they will follow you very quickly. However, the problem is when they see your feed or when they see your channel, when they see your page, and they're like, it's very general. Like, I'm not sure what this person is talking about because they're talking about one thing and that thing and that thing and that thing. Then it means that I don't know if this is actually for me because it's very general, right? And then so they just pass. They don't follow you. They don't subscribe, right? It's so easy for people to make that decision in a split second. So that's why you want to be specific, because when you're specific, you're going to filter out people that you don't need, and you're going to actually bring in quickly people who are the right fit for you, your potential clients. So that is the reason why specificity works. And also, when you are specific about what you share on social media, then you easily become an authority, right? The exercise that I mentioned here, 50 different things, that in and of itself, if you have done that exercise and if you actually just go straight to your social media and share each of those things, you're automatically going to become an authority, right? Because an authority is a person who actually dives deep, someone who we feel like, oh, they know their stuff, right? And how can we determine they know their stuff? When they go deep into some subject, they go deep into some topic, right? And we think, oh yeah, that person knows a lot about that one thing, or that person talks about that a lot. Right? That person is all about that topic, right? Right. And so specificity automatically leads to authority, right? So that's why I shared that exercise today. So hopefully this makes sense. Let me know if it did in the comments. Um, all right. And I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have about this topic today, about social media. If you're an art therapist or art facilitator, this is your time to ask questions about social media and growing a following. So I got some questions here on YouTube. Jacqueline said, the relationship is mega important. Totally my mistake is that I am just afraid of being completely judged. That's why I don't get out there. Yes. Yes, that relationship with your audience, with your followers, with your community is so important, right? So yeah, when And I completely understand that kind of fear of judgment, right? Like, what if other people think X about me or about my content? Or what if other art therapists or facilitators judge me, right? Which is one of the things that I had. Like, that's a fear I had. Like, if you have ever thought of that, let me know in the comments, because I have dealt with that, and I know that's very, very common actually. And I think this is the perfect time to actually come back to the why. Like, why you're doing this, right? The first thing that we talked about today, like, what is the purpose behind being on social media? To um is it to convince those people who are decided not to like you, or convince the people who have decided negatively to judge you negatively? Is that your goal? Is that your purpose here? Probably not. We The purpose here to spread our therapy. That's just an example here, but the purpose here to have that relationship with someone who loves our therapy, who is interested in our therapy, who's open to listen to you, who loves your energy or the way that you share, maybe the things that you share, and so focusing on that, the original purpose of your social media, and just focusing on that kind of building that one-on-one relationship too. I think that would be really great if you're struggling with that fear of being judged, right? And you're afraid to put yourself out there. Think of those one-on-one relationships that you can build, those positive relationships that you can build. Don't think about the negative relationships. That's not the goal of our social media anyway, right? I mean, no, it's the truth. No matter where we go, we're gonna get judged. Isn't it true in person, and online, right? But our goal is not to focus on those folks, right? On those situations, but more on what is the bigger meaning behind why we show up, which is probably because we want to spread positivity, we want to spread our therapy, right? So yeah, I love that you shared that because I think it's very important to talk about this. Yeah. And also, Jacqueline said, talking about that specificity means that I will be married to this subject. May I ever evolve? Oh, that's a good one too, actually. So I said specificity is important for your social media. But yes, I mean, you are dedicating yourself to that subject, to that topic, right? To that niche. However, it doesn't mean that you always have to do that same thing. You always have to talk about that same thing. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to switch and pivot if you need to, or maybe even completely abandon your previous topic or niche and completely turn to a new topic. And that's totally okay. And know that um, your business is a reflection of you, um, and you are the CEO. You are the decision maker. So your business should reflect who you are truly are, instead of you trying to fit into whatever mold of idea that you think you need to, uphold, right? So always know that you are a human being, and you can always evolve, and your business will follow. Yes. Okay. And thank you for bringing that up again, Jacqueline. It's important because I think one of the biggest blocks that we have in terms of being specific is like we feel like once we are specific, we cannot turn back, or we cannot evolve, right, and change. But that's not true. We can always evolve and change. That's just our decision to make, right? And we are. I mean, literally, no one is telling you should do this or that. It's up to you, right? So yeah. I have the same concern, Tyron said, like being scolding or biting the hand that feeds you. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that sounds like judgment, fear of being judged by your audience or people in the audience in your community or online in general, right? Um, because I think that yeah, our natural instinct is to be liked by everyone, and feeling like we have to be liked by everyone in order to kind of survive online and make a living online and have an online business and get clients, right? And I find that that's not true at all. I think that actually, if you look online, if you want to find evidence, actually, you can do this. But if you look online, one of the most popular channels or influencers out there are always controversial. Like they're not all liked by everybody, right? Um, there, there's people who like them, there's people who love them, who don't love them, and um, that's just a fact. And also, it's just a fact that the bigger that the influence that you have, the more that the more actually numbers of people who might not really align with you. And that's okay, right? I think it's important to kind of accept the fact that that's okay, that people will not like you. They are not your clients anyway, right? Um, we're only trying to work with only a very small portion of the huge population that live on Earth, right? We're only, I mean, it's nice that we can reach a lot of people online, of course, but for our business purposes, we only need a few people, really, few people for our business to thrive, right? So remember that, and you don't have to be liked by everybody in order for us to have a thriving business and have a really awesome community. Because if someone is not aligned or if they don't like our content and stuff like that, and they judge, they're just people who are not aligned with your message or with what you share, and that's totally all right. Who knows, 1 year from now they're going to be big fans, I don't know. There's always that possibility. And so yes, thank you for sharing that. um, Shelly has a question. I think we will spend just a few more minutes here to um, go over any questions you guys had. Shelly said, my concern is not knowing enough, or because I'm not certified, how deep into the topic can I go? Also, will the information I post be accepted or heard or be valid? Yes, so there are two questions here. So, uh, how deep into the topic can I go if I feel like I don't know enough? I want to say, go deep as you want. Go deep as you want. Like, really just as I said, one of the things that I share here today is like, what's the best that you can do here? Like literally think of what is the best thing that you can put out there. Don't hold back. Take it seriously, right? Give it your all, right? So share what you know, right? Especially if you know that it's gonna be valuable for someone and helpful for someone. Please, please, please do share. You holding back that information or whatever message that you have that you think will be helpful, it's like it's not serving anyone, right? We want to hear it from you, right? People want to hear that from you. Like we want to see your message, we want to hear your message, and we want to see more of you. And so, please go deep into the topic as far as that you can go. As far as, of course, you are comfortable with. Of course, you don't have to divulge all like personal things if you don't want to, but share what you know that you know it will be helpful for people. Even if you're not certified, doesn't matter. Those letters don't matter. Those papers don't matter. Just as a human being, what is something that you want to share that you know will be really good to share and helpful for people, right? So give it your all. And the second question was, will the information I post be accepted, heard, valid? Okay, so that is like this follow-up question, right? If I'm not certified, it doesn't matter because people are not looking at your letters after your name. People are not looking at the papers, right? They're just looking at, especially online, they're just looking at your post. They're just looking at your video. They're just looking at your text. And they're just seeing if it resonates or not. They're not looking behind the text, behind the image, behind the video to see, to dive into who you really are and what you did in your life. Of course, that can happen later, but the first thing is like they're just looking at you face value, like what you share on social media. And so, if when you give your all to what you share on social media, that is what is going to be powerful for them. That is what is going to stick with them. right? So I really find that nobody cares about letters after your name. Nobody cares about what school you went to. um, no, no, because especially because we're not talking about clinical work here. Like, we're not talking about therapy work here. So, Shelly, I hope that this gave you some inspiration and actually permission to share everything that you know. Of course, as long as you want to share it. And yeah, don't hold back because I know that there's awesome stuff that you have that we can really hear from you, right? The VC doesn't matter, lol. Yeah, I recently shared a video about how I let go of my board certification in art therapy. I still have my registration, of course, but I share my reason behind it because one of the biggest lessons that I learned was that like letters after your name don't matter that much. Of course, it depends on what kind of work you do, but the work that I do now doesn't matter, especially talking about non-clinical work. Shelly said, thank you. Awesome. All right. Also saw on Instagram, Sketchbook Junkie said, yes, that's helpful because it does take energy to create content. So it's kind of a bummer how IG messes with our visibility. Yeah, I know. I know. So algorithms, it's there. Of course, we don't know exactly how it works unless it's coming from those people from Instagram, let's say, who's doing creating that is the algorithm. But what I learned so far being on social media for years is this: algorithm doesn't matter. Algorithm doesn't matter if you are sharing what it is that you're passionate about and you are so passionate about it. Like literally, it doesn't matter. Um, if you love your work, it's going to show through. It is like do that exercise that shared with you today, the 50 list. If you've done it in a really quick amount of time, I can guarantee you your content is going to be shared. Mhm, mhm. Because there's so many ways that you can break the algorithm. There's so many ways that the algorithm doesn't affect you, right? I see so many instances where posts just go viral like crazy. I see so many instances where sometimes it doesn't make sense how this person got such a big community, but they did because the one common thing that I see among so many channels and influencers out there is this: they're so passionate about what they share. They love it so much. They love their trade. They love what they're talking about. They can all go on and on and on and on and on. They can do it every single day. I think that's what really has sunken into me these days. Like to realize, wow, algorithm. At first, in my business, I thought like it's really important to really cater to the algorithm. But I realized that no, it's not really the vanity numbers. It's not really the algorithm. It's really the energy that you put into what you share. Because that thing beats the algorithm. That's what beats the algorithm. So all right. Okay. Well, okay. So Victoria said, what was the 50 list exercise I just joined? Okay. I'm here to remind you, and we're going to wrap up very soon. But so the 50 list exercise is this: one, choose what you're passionate about, choose a specific topic or niche. Okay. Go deep into your niche. Don't hold back. And I want you to take a piece of paper, write down that specific topic on the top, that specific niche or topic, and I want you to list at least 50 different things that you can talk about within under that niche, under that topic. Okay, maybe it's like subcategories, maybe it's like a sentence of an idea, maybe it's a question around that topic, right? Just 50 different ways to talk about this topic, kind of, right? So when you do this, and I mean, it's okay if you need to research more to find ideas to do this. That's totally fine. This is not a closed book exercise. It's open book, open internet. Um, but when you do this and you do it, you actually complete it within a reasonable reasonable amount of time, meaning you don't spend like a month on this, then it means that this is the passion subject that you need to talk about within your social media. This is what your social media should talk about, right? Convert those individual ideas, tiny little ideas into posts, images, text, videos, okay? And then what you're gonna have at the end of it is like you're gonna have authority. You're gonna have a community of potential clients, right? So that's what the 50 list exercise is. I hope you guys give it a try. Get started with it. I think it's gonna be really fun. Because you can see, like, if you are really passionate about this topic or not. Like, if you're really passionate about this topic, then you can think of 50 things. Even if it means you doing some internet research, that's okay. Even if it means asking some friends about some things, that's okay. Go try this exercise. Let me know how it goes. But if you are just joining now, um, we talked about how to build authority on social media as an art therapist or facilitator and build a community of your potential clients. And if you want to actually learn more about this, since you just joined, you can watch the replay of this. It's going to be on my YouTube for this week. But I highly, highly encourage you to sign up for the free Art Therapist Boss workshop that's happening in November or starting in November 7th, Monday. And it's free. We're gonna talk about how to start your online art therapy business from scratch, so you don't need to have any specific background in art therapy or therapy. Um, and yeah, we're gonna talk about how to get booked, and you get like bonuses. I want to show you bonuses right away, like the 90 profitable ideas and niches for online art therapy business, even if you're starting from scratch. Really, really helpful list here that you get right away. These are one of the bonuses. And you also get the 92 titles for online art therapy business owners. So if you are not an art therapist, but you still want to do therapeutic art work, this is the list that you need. Like if you're wondering about like what to call yourself and what to call your work, right? So yeah, so it's so good. And also one of the other bonuses is like art therapy real money, where I talk about how much you can earn when you do this type of work. Okay, like real numbers included. So yeah, this is the live warm up for that workshop. Make sure to save your spot for it. It's awesome. We have a really great community. We already had like hundreds of people sign up since Monday. And this is for you if you are an art therapist or create some kind of creative arts therapist. You are a creative facilitator, coach, student. You don't have to have a specific background or master's. We're expecting actually thousands of people. So excited about it. We're gonna have like a pop-up Facebook group, and that Facebook group is gonna pop. It's good. So fun. You get to connect with so many art therapists and facilitators around the world. So amazing. So that's happening November 7th through 11th. I hope to see you guys there. If you want to save your spot for it, which is free, link is in the description of this YouTube video or in my Instagram profile. So hope to see you guys there. Very excited. Victoria said, I signed up, girl. Awesome job. Good job. Gigi said, thanks very much. Awesome. Yeah. So takeaway from today is this, right? Be specific, right? Be specific with your social media. Know who your ideal clients are, who they are, and where they're hanging out. Choose one social media platform. And three, maybe the most important thing, do that 50 list exercise. Do it. It's gonna help you out. Yay. Ria said, I signed up too. Awesome. Yay. So excited. So excited. We're gonna have some real good fun. We have the workshop sessions Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we have like live Q&As right after the workshop session. So it's gonna be so good. Dream Seed Apothecary said, thank you, signed up. I can't wait for the 7th. Yes, I can't wait. It's gonna be very soon. You know, time flies. We'll see you guys soon then. All right, thank you so much. If there isn't any further questions, yeah, I want to kind of wrap up here. I hope you guys have a really awesome, amazing Friday. If you missed this live, you can watch this again on my YouTube channel until this week, end of this week. Um, And we'll have more warm up lives next week. So I'll see you guys on Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern US time, which is New York time, again for a different live. But it's warm up for the boss workshop. So I'll see you guys hopefully again on Monday. All right. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are so awesome. I'll hopefully see you guys in the workshop. And if not, I'll see you on Monday. Bye bye. Awesome. Start that list now. All right. See you guys. Bye.